It's your boys in IMJ, we shut it down, man. A comic book look invading your town. Keep it comics, and let the beer flow. Be so global, since our premiere show. Riverdale Studios on fire, we don't know where to park. Technology and booze, it's like we're rolling out like Tony Stark. Skyler, Tom, and Jon, we the bestest. Swag so villainous, so please arrest us.
Hey, welcome to a comic book look, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning back with us. This is your weekly TV show on comics and everything relating to comics, as you guys know. And I'm your host, Tom Devine, and we got your co-host, Jon Runyan. We're missing Skyler. See you, Skyler. Have fun in the hospital. No, I'm just kidding. We don't know what's happened to him. He's disappeared again. But anyway, it's going to be a great show. This week we're going to cover a bunch of different book reviews and come at you with other cool shit. You know what I'm saying, Jon?
It's been a great summer, you guys. Seriously, like with the reads and just some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about tonight, man, like we have totally reinvented the wheel of glory.
For sure.
So it's gonna be a great show tonight. But it's been a wonderful summer, and we definitely appreciate you guys rocking out with us all summer. And definitely, we're approaching the fall.
It is. Fall's coming now, and we'll be losing these shorts soon. And
back to the jeans and the
that's okay.
The
Hoodies,
straps, the scarves, suspenders.
Oh, can't wait for those suspenders.
When we go to the colonies.
Hell yeah, man.
Wait. Did you hear that?
I think I heard something. What was that?
I'm low on beer, and so you know?
Galactus is calling. He's hungry.
Galactus is in the building,
Please.
you guys.
I am ready for a world. We cannot give you a world, Galactus. We will offer this shiner Oktoberfest instead.
Yeah.
That will please me.
Yeah.
Petty humans. You're lucky Reed Richards lives on this world. He is a friend.
Galactus is a member of the ACVL team now, so just so you guys know.
Yep.
We're definitely...
Galactus may have eaten Skyler. We're not positive about that.
They left
a lot
of beer.
Exactly.
What?
They left together, kind of. I mean, it was kind of weird, but Skyler wanted to borrow it, and then all of a sudden, it was back at John's apartment. And nobody.
Skyler likes guys in purple, I think.
Yeah, that's totally true. Skyler does love guys in purple.
Yeah.
Skyler never watches the shows if he's not in them, so he'll never know that we said this about him. That's my jingle. Shit talking Skyler jingle. Oh man. Alright, fuck yeah, dude. Thank you for appearing for us, Galactus, and thanks for not eating our whole world. But yeah, dude, let's bust into some book reviews, because, you know, that's what we're about, comic books, and we got a bunch of comic books. You want to go first? You want me to go first? I got plenty to talk about.
Do it, bro.
Okay, well, let's just do this odd, weird book that I got first. Look at this. Kind of looks like a...
solid presentation is what that is.
Nice. Maybe like an old school book that you would see on a shelf at a library or library edition or something. It's weird. But anyway, this is a score from Kickstarter. This is called Book of Da. I think I paid $20 or something for it. And I got a bunch of other cool stuff, some cool posters and postcards and other things. But then I also got this, and it's made out to me, to Tom, with a little drawing. And what it is, Book of Da is about this diver in this crazy abstract world. He is the main role of this religion that this group of frog people are going to church to hear this preacher tell a tale of the diver and his journey and his encounters with Da, which is a giant pyramid squid. And so yeah, first of all, it's super weird. It's crazy out there, and but it's fun. It's always fun to get some weird book and be a part of it. I'm glad that I was able to chip into it to make it happen. There are some really cool spreads like that one. I mean, that one's really cool, and there's, but the art is a little different. It's not as at the level that we're used to seeing in an amazing comic book. It's definitely somebody who's still working out how they're going to do it. What they're amazing at is the page layout and storytelling. They do amazing, but what happens is, what kills it for me for the art, which I hate to you know, I don't mean to talk bad about a book that I support
Totally
and stuff like
bad,
that.
yo.
But I mean, I do want to, you know,
You're being
I
honest.
want to tell the people and the creators and other people that are thinking about doing this, like, when you give us such a presentation where this book right here looks cooler
Yeah.
than any other book out
Yeah,
there.
I would
first of all.
totally rock that based on the cover.
Black pages, it's just so cool.
Yeah.
You start out and it's really weird and abstract, and it's really cool. I mean, it's the first page is really cool.
I like that.
What happens is when they
Flip it to black and white.
yeah, when they're telling the story of the diver, it's always really good. But when they go into like the real world, not the story version, it's about these frog people, and it loses a lot of it because they keep the pencils as the shading. So you get inks over pencils, and you can see the pencils, and what it does is it just makes it more amateur looking. And I know it's a storytelling, you know, tool that they're using to show the shading,
Yeah.
you know, during the frog preaching time, compared to the story that's going on with the diver, which is very abstract. They could have done is just show that shading in a different way, done a water tone, done something more professional looking. And this book is just a book that just is on everybody's radar and is really cool looking, very smart storytelling, and that artist is on everybody's. But because of that, people are going to still look at it and say, yeah, you're doing great work, but you still have time to go. You have great storytelling techniques, but you know you have a ways to go before you're going to get a book at Image or a book at Dynamite or somewhere else that is needs to be on at least the professional level. So I was disappointed in that, but overall, having just a weird book, being able to have not very much dialogue, and just having it be this crazy black and white story about this crazy religion, it was cool. And so I would totally give this 4 out of 6 beers, and also just fun to always back something on Kickstarter. Hopefully you guys are checking that out.
Definitely.
Book of Da.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I will kind of talk a little bit here about a book.
Are you going to kind of talk about it, or are you going
Kind
to do
of.
it?
I'm definitely going to talk about it, man, for sure. Boom, like a boss. You guys, this is not just X Factor. It's the end of X Factor.
Do you love to laugh while you say that?
Yeah. Right? The end of X Factor. Well, I'm laughing. I'll get into that in a second. So, this is part 4 of 6, you guys. Part 4 of 6. So, what it's doing is we have like this 1,000,000-member team right now, and all we're doing is we're cutting them up into, we're talking about their retirement stories in the books, So we're just, all we're doing. We're just chopping it up. So, this was a fun issue because Polaris gets trashed at a bar.
Nice.
And it's just like,
Oh, Polaris is always so hot, too.
Right, exactly. Lorna Dane, shout out to the green-haired chicks. I know. Tom's all about that magnetic heartbeat. But this book was fun because this was such a kind of a darker side to this character that I don't get to see too often, and I'm reading the old X Factors right now, so I'm seeing when she was, hanging out with Alex Summers. What's with these Summers boys, by the way? Always ruining everyone they get to know. So stupid. God. Just saying.
I think you have a problem with the Summers
I'm
boys.
going to punch Cyclops in his visor.
His pointy visor now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The bird avian visor.
That's what you call it? The bird?
What? Pointy? Oh, it's the X mask now.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll
I don't
punch
know.
him right in the
it's not
center.
like pointy, but his last one used to be so straight and slimline. This feels more
A lot of
pinky.
things about Scott used to be straight, yes. Anyways. Polaris, Quicksilver shows up on the scene like, oh, hey, I was just on my way to Avengers headquarters, and I'm here to totally stop you. Well, it turns out they're actually like siblings because Magneto is definitely her dad. Magneto, magnetic powers, go figure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I totally think that was kind of dumb in itself, but I'm just saying. Because what green-haired chick did Magneto get with to result in this specimen of anger at the bar? I don't know. Just saying. But
if I was Magneto, I'd be tapping all the green-haired superheroes as well. Not his daughter.
You really would. But I wanted to bring your guys' attention to the last page, and this is not a spoiler alert, but the last few pages, this mysterious man in the shadow is talking to her about, I want you to join a project of ours. And she's like, oh yeah? What's it called? And he's like, we're calling it X Factor. Tell me more, she says, as she walks into the light. I want to walk you guys into the light, How are we saying that it's the end of X Factor Part 4 of 6 with a shitty red banner that we have been bitching about for months, and then ending the book, or at least the story, with we're starting X Factor over again? Right? That's like launching another X-Men title with all the male characters in it. Because the female book sucks so much that I stopped at the first issue. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
It don't make sense.
It don't make dollars. It don't make sense. Marvel, why are we ending this? Why?
So can I answer that?
Do you know something I don't?
No, but I'll answer it for you.
Because
Okay?
Marvel's a jerk.
First of all, Peter David has been writing that bitch for like 10 years, right? So he's gone through, what is it, issue 260, and he's probably been on it for 100 issues. I mean, I don't even know. Probably more
than that. I don't mean to knock him. It's just...
No, I'm not saying that at all. No.
Stupid.
We can't knock him. He's probably coming off the book, and because Marvel is going to try to relaunch it into something different. It's not going to be Peter David's baby anymore, and it's going to be the all-new X Factor. They get a new #1 out of it, so they'll get a sales bump. They get a new creative team, so somebody's going to try something different, but they're still going to try to hook these fans on. Yeah. And it's just the same old stuff that Marvel loves to do with X-Men and Avengers and
but it doesn't always
X Factor and X-Force, and it usually doesn't pan out. Yeah. But in the short run, it's going to give them a little sales bump. That is why they're doing it. Is it right for fans? No. It's just fucking stupid. Just let Peter David do his thing. If he didn't want to do it anymore, then you just end the book, and let it sit for a little bit, and then you can relaunch it, after a suitable amount of time that the book has been away.
Let it be. But yeah.
So I'm sorry that's happening.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I even read that. What a piece of shit book. I mean, I was really disappointed in this. This definitely gets a 1 out of 6.
How long have you been on X Factor?
X Factor I started right when the Second Coming event was going on with the Bastion and the Sentinels. So I got on board then, and I've been with it ever since. But I pretty much have everything old, too. Like, I'm getting it in pieces right now, so I'm reading everything X Factor. I'm just very disappointed on how that's been handled. Granted, the part of the scene was cool. She threw a fucking pool table out the window.
Yeah, that's awesome.
To demonstrate her power.
I mean, she's wasted.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if I had magnetic powers, I'd fucking tear up the bar if they didn't give me my Guinness. You know?
Oh, I know how you get.
And also, get me some comic books. Now.
Word.
So,
Totally.
But, that's, you guys definitely let us know what you think about me having magnetic powers. Obviously, I draw people to me as it is. A gentleman doesn't tell tales. But, anyways.
For sure. Well, hell yeah, man. 1 out of 6, that's kind of sucks. That's
I'm disappointed in this. Yeah.
Well, I'll come at you hopefully with a little better rating for these books, guys. Next, I want to talk about a couple #1 issues. At a comic book look, we love #1 issues. Yeah. They're super fun because you don't know what's going on, and you get to jump into something all new, and it's all exciting, and it's fun. So Image has been coming out with a bunch of them, and the first one I'll talk about is called Burn the Orphanage, Born to Lose, 1 of 3 by Sina Grace and Daniel Friedman. And he's the co-writer. Sina Grace is the co-writer and artist. And this is an over-the-top, ridiculous book that is about an orphan, that his orphanage gets burnt down. He's the only one that lives, cut to like 10 years later, and he's still looking for the guy who burnt down the orphanage, and now he's this badass dude that's on the cover here. And it's just this over-the-top, ridiculous tale of him just punching his way to answers, in the most ridiculous cliche ways that they're meant to be over the top, so it gets extremely funny. I mean, this is totally a comedy book, and it's supposed to be like almost making fun of the tough guy genre, and also just, superheroes, comic books, and everybody, just taking a look at that and then putting into this, but just turning it into its own tale and having it be this fun book with a lot of punches and a lot of ridiculousness. There's like sex ninjas. There's crazy spikes. At one point, he like gets one of his friends like, yeah, I found this vest for you. I think it would look good on you. He's like, psh, I think so too. Yeah. And it's so it's like super funny. The back they have here's a awesome just double page of him doing a back flip kick and kicking off the guy's head completely. So yeah, just really absurd.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, awesome stuff though.
Over the top.
I totally suggest you get it. For what it is, it was perfect. I would give this totally 5 out of 6 beers.
Nice.
The only reason that it would not get 6 is you could tell that some of the art he was doing really quick, and they got it out there on time, and, you know, he's going for more storytelling, but at times the art did suffer, and you could tell. But whatever, it was still awesome. I still suggest it wholeheartedly. Super fun. So, you know, I scored on this Image #1, and then Vertigo #1 came out, Trillium, and this is the thing by Jeff Lemire. He's writing like a ton of DC books, but he did Sweet Tooth, if you can see it right up there. A fun book that I mean, a crazy, depressing book from Vertigo that I really liked. And this one is going to be a limited series, I think, and it's called Trillium, and it's supposed to be like a space love story. And so what it's about is it's really trippy because you see that this is a flip book. As you read, you have to flip it around and switch it around, and hopefully you're getting the pieces in the right order. You have to flip it more than once. It doesn't really tell you when to flip, so it's kind of confusing, but it's all part of this confusing story that comes together about this space woman and then this guy, and how they meet. The space woman is a part of Earth in like year 3099 or something, like 999 or something like that. And there's only 4,000 people, humans left. There's a virus that's killing them. They're coming to all the outstations where still the humans are. The virus is spreading. They're trying to figure out something to do to save them. They get to this place where they think they have this magical flower that will be able to save the humans, but they don't want to affect the people that already live there. And so it's this fight between this chick and like her superiors, like, well, we shouldn't just jump in there, and they're like, this is the only way humans can survive. Well, anyway, she ends up like eating this flower, tripping balls, walking into this crazy pyramid place that looks exactly like an Inca pyramid, except there's a bunch of aliens. And when she walks out, she is in a whole different time. And then as you read this, you're cutting into this story of a soldier who then becomes an explorer. When he hears about a lost Inca pyramid, he finds a pyramid, and when he gets to the pyramid after all his people have been killed by, the indigenous people there that are trying to protect the Inca pyramid, he sees the space woman, and she's back in the time frame that he lives in, which is probably, I would assume, 1950 or 60 something. Sure. So it's this really, in-depth story for a crazy flip book that's only first issue, but that is a perfect synopsis. If you liked what that was about, then get into it. I mean, it's sci-fi. It's really cool. It's Jeff Lemire's art. A lot of people have problems with it. I've heard a lot of people say, well, it's serviceable, and, he tells a story, but it's not that good. Well, I mean, it's so stylized that I love it, and it's really growing in here, what he's doing with watercolors. It was perfect. So, yes, this book, I have to give it 4 out of 6 beers, just because Burn the Orphanage was something special. I gave that 5, and so I'm going to give this 4. But still a very, very good rating.
So cool, though, the smart use of the medium like that, with flipping the book and stuff. That's so awesome.
It is, and it's always just fun to do those, have those little things, just like on how we talked about Tim Grant before, had like the voice acting that you could listen to. Yeah. We'll talk soon about, I think, the AR app from Marvel, probably in our next episode. But also, I mean, it's just fun to, like as we've said from the very beginning, comic books are the greatest medium for storytelling. Yeah. Anybody that tries to expand it and do something different in it, we're all about. And so, yeah, thank you, Jeff Lemire, for putting out Trillium. I think you guys should all check it out.
Definitely, bro.
So, yeah.
Nicely done. Let's see.
What do you got? What do I
got? Well, we're kicking a Galactus tonight, right?
Yeah.
So we just talked about this a few weeks ago, but the Hunger issue 2 came out, and I was at the shop, and I was like, who is that purple stud with his pawns hanging out on the cover? Fucking Galactus is in the building.
I like to make an entrance.
Yeah. So, check it out, you guys. I hate the Ultimate You, and I love Galactus. So, obviously, this book is a huge one. The Hunger, I hunger for a night in bed with this book. F. But this book was fun. It was interesting. Silver Surfer, and Rick Jones are hanging out like, oh, we're the cosmic beings. We have to fight this swarm of Galactus and his swarm of Galactus. It was a weird Galactus name. It was weird. This book is so weird, you guys.
And I want to just pause right there. You're like, these some people. It's like when you get to Marvel Cosmic.
Yeah.
good luck keeping track of all the aliens and stuff like that. But okay, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No worries, dude. I totally agree with you. Like, that's one thing I am trying to actually work through. I was going to do a segment with Kurt called "Keep It Cosmic."
Nice.
You know, so we're still in talks about that. But the cosmic part of Marvel is a fascinating one, and they're going to be growing on that with the release of this movie coming up. And you see it, like, at our shop, the whole glass case in the middle between this week's and last week's books, it's filled with Thanos literature, the Defenders, Galaxy Guardians, whatever, you know? Like, there's all sorts of stuff in there, which is awesome. I just bought the Infinity Trade, or whatever, and another Infinity something, I don't even know what the name of it is, and I have a Secret Defenders cover with Thanos, and it's shiny, which is the only reason why I bought it, and had Thanos on the cover. So, but I'm learning.
I just want to into any of those yet?
Not yet. I definitely want to sink my teeth in
homework.
Yeah. But this is definitely, this book is just kind of a reason to get into it. Who are the Skree? Who are the Skrulls? You know, like Kree. Skree?
Yep. No, I can say Kree. K-R-E.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, like, you just gotta sink your teeth into it. Galactus, obviously, awesome. For those of you that need to do some cosmic homework, easy. Fire up your Netflix, Silver Surfer cartoon from, like, 94, 95. Yep. You'll love it. Sink your teeth into it. Let's talk art in this book. Love the colors, you guys. Love it. It's gorgeous.
Beautiful cosmic.
I love the fact that there's just the presence of stars is actually in there, and I love that because a lot of cosmic books sometimes don't focus on that, but here they play with the background. It's fun. Galactus looks just mean as ever, and I mean the covers themselves are just so bomb. So I really actually did like this book. I'd give it a 4 out of 6 easily.
Hell yeah.
I'm learning more about what the hell is going on with it, but it's been fun.
4 out of 6 though, that's a good score.
Yeah.
And because I think you talked about in an early episode, the earlier books of those, and weren't you still on the fence about it? I don't know. I can't remember if you loved those.
For Hunger 1 or what?
Yeah.
For the Hunger 1, I was on the fence only because Ultimate U was involved whatsoever.
Yeah, no, I think you were on board now that I think back, yeah.
But, because all it was the introduction. Like, the book ended with Galactus ripping the Cosmo open and entering into the Ultimate U. Right. So I didn't really have an opinion because nothing really happened.
Yeah, I remember
in that book. But now we're talking shop and people are, feelings are getting hurt, shits are getting blown up. Yeah. Galactus is like, hanging out with this 10-mile wang out, like, whatever, bro.
Of course, dude.
I'm here to eat worlds.
That cock has to be huge, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
good luck sucking that down.
Tom and I are kind of like Galactus in some ways.
Boom!
What?
Like
I was saying we're wearing, like, purple jagged hats, dude.
Oh, no, I'm saying I got a third leg, bitch.
Yeah. Oh. But ultimately, you guys, if you're not checking it out, check it out. It's cool. And it's a side of the, the Marvel U that is going to be expanding coming up, in my opinion.
Totally.
So, that and drink more beer. Her name's Galactus. Alright.
What else you got, dude? Just pile it right in. Go in and do it. Double time it.
Comic book loves who? We love Sam Humphries.
We do.
We love Sam Humphries. Uncanny X-Force number 10. I'll keep this super quick. Fun book, you guys. Wonderful book. Storm has a mohawk. Whatever. Storm and I, we both get the gents. We get it. We get it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do a mohawk. I can't ride the tides. I'm too fat. The wind wouldn't carry me. Anyways, but it's a fun book, you guys. The demons are coming from... There's me right now, and then there's a demon looking and watching me that gets jealous, which obviously is true. I have my fair share of internet haters. But, you know what I mean? That's the principle of this book. And so, Bishop is like, oh my god, there's this threat out there because this queen is summoning all these alternate versions of people. They're demons, they're mean, and blah, blah, blah. Well, everybody gets schooled. I mean, even Puck. They do these...
So is Puck a regular player in Uncanny X-Force?
Well, I don't know about player. He doesn't have much game. But the book itself is mean here, and I'm going to show you just a spread of what they do, because what each person does as they get overwhelmed by demons is they do a spread page and talk about how they're a failure. Like... It's just crazy. Like, they air a storm out, and then...
So each individual person talks about themselves as a failure?
No, there's, like, this demon person.
Oh, the demon's telling them.
And it's like, Puck, you're a loser, you're not a superhero. And, like, Sasquatch has his normal face, like, like, Bowser status, bro. Alpha Flight is in this issue. Of course I love you, Sam Humphries. You got my number. Thank you for putting them in there. Psylocke unleashing the demon bear from the past few episodes.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. The art, like, I love that, dude. Like... Just the renditions of the bear.
The demon bear is something I will always love.
Man. And I don't know, like, ultimately this is a really fun issue. It gets into the background of the characters. Thankfully, I'm familiar enough with them where I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Familiar with them enough. That's funny.
Definitely. It ends a little corny, I'm not going to lie. And next issue is about Bishop fighting the rest of the X-Force team. And I have a hard time calling them X-Force just because I'm used to X-Force being
The
like...
real X-Force.
Yeah, Shatterstar and Boom Boom and all that. You know, so ultimately, I mean, Sam Humphries, I got your back here and you got mine because this was a fun read. I'll totally give this a 4 out of 6 and no sweat.
Yeah, man.
You know, every time you have an Alpha Flight cameo, it's going to be a good book.
That's bomb as hell.
So.
Well, yeah, I want to jump in here and do a quick segment for you guys. So just you'll be with me in a second. Hey, a comic book look at this motherfucking segment time with Tom Devine. And we got everybody's always wondering, what am I going to do with my comics? You put it away in your long box and you just forget about it, and that sucks. You know, it's always fun to display comics, just like I have here. This is a Zatanna issue that I got signed by Adam Hughes, who did the cover on this, but it's a really fun issue. Obviously, Paul Dini wrote it, the Grandmaster, and so this is a super sweet issue, super awesome cover, Holden 13, issue 13, sexy ass Zatanna. You know how I like that. So it was really fun, and I was like, I want to display this, so I'll show you guys what I did. For really cheap, you can display these. And what I've done before is, in the past, is I've seen things for like $12 you get these comic book display cases. Well, this isn't a comic book display case at all. This is actually a, boom, certificate achievement awarded to blah, blah, blah. Who fucking cares, right? I got this at the dollar store for $1. So for $1, I get this glass frame that I can just turn that around, place this in the middle really nicely, and then it comes with this sheet of glass, and then with this sheet of glass and the pressure, it actually stays pretty damn well, and I can just leave it out of the bag and board, which I don't have anyway, as you people know, and then you put that glass in there, and then boom, I will have this awesome thing to follow me, and I'll hang it up. Okay. Right here. If I can get it on the thing. Look at that. And she looks pretty. It moved. I don't care though. It still looks awesome. And then, so I have, as you guys have seen over here, that I've done these other two books, Batman and Robin, one favorite issue of Grant Morrison that I loved, and this is my other favorite Grant Morrison book of Superman, All-Star Superman. Funny that they're both Grant Morrison and Frank Quietly books, but I'm a huge fan of both of those. And so, yeah, just with this cheap $1 frame, you could get corner holders to make sure that they stay in place good. But other than that, it's an awesome way for $1 to fucking hang your comics and make them look awesome. So, yeah, this is my segment on making your fucking man cave look good. I hate saying man cave, so I just want to say your living room or your beautiful basement, okay? So your den look like home. Keep it comics.
Dude, awesome segment. You guys, obviously, we're hanging out on the couch. We're hanging comics on our walls. Kirk status, art on the walls, beer in our hands. Nothing new.
Exactly.
Nothing new.
But yeah, thanks for watching that segment, guys. Yeah, but I think we got at least one more comic review in you, don't you, John?
Yeah, dude, I think I can do it.
All right.
I can do it. All right. Oh, man, what are we talking about? Let's talk Avengers Academy.
Ooh, yeah. So you're still on this. I'm glad. I mean, this was the one that you were leery, but then you really loved for a while, I think, and then something happened. I don't know.
Yeah, no. This is going to be issue 13, Lucky 13, you guys. Hank Pym's on the case. The students are starting to complain like, yo, my friends are missing. What's going on? You know, and then they're like, oh, man, 5 students from, like, Britain's Academy are missing, and, you know, 4 people from here, and blah, blah, blah. So suddenly the faculty are aware of people missing, but they all had a reason to leave. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, people are mad at each other.
People are still dying and killing everybody in this thing? Or
It's pretty much, there hasn't been a lot of that, to be honest with you. It's been kind of a, you know, what's going on, you know, but the book itself...
So where are they taking place? Where are all these people at?
We're still working on that. Yeah, like that is to be revealed at this point. But I did want to point out one scene here. We saw Metal die pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know, it's Issue 1, well, there's Metal, you guys.
Guess who's back? They couldn't leave that romance away with him and Hazmat.
That's not actually him, though. It's a robot or something. So Arcade has these robotic decoys out there as them, you know, answering text messages or whatever. So that way it's like, no, I just want to stay away for a while, you know, that kind of thing. They chose Metal to appear before the faculty, and he declined going with them to do testing or whatever, because obviously he'd be like, oh, he's a robot. So, I don't know. I mean, ultimately, it's still going. I'm curious to see how it turns out.
Sure.
I'm doing some research right now on the Runaways, which are part of the cast of this. Mike gave me a ton of books that we saw from issue 89, so I'm going to be borrowing those. Actually, no, it wasn't issue 89, but it was the same time.
One of the last issues.
Yeah. So, you know, this is a fun book. I'd give it probably a 3 out of 6. It's neither here nor there, you know.
Sure.
But it's fun, and it's a continuation of Avengers Academy. I really hope we see those characters in their own book again, because what a great cast.
Yeah.
Great series.
Yeah, you love that series, man. And
Yeah.
I still haven't read it. I read it the
what?
first 5 or 6 issues and just loved it, and so haven't had time to just go back and get it. So
I'll
yeah.
have to just bring the whole thing over for
Yeah,
you.
you definitely do, because I would love to just buck down and read all those, because it's
Like
a cool cast. I always love when, you know, DC or Marvel brings in new characters, and that's what Avengers Academy did, that's what Runaways did, and that's why they're bringing them all into this book here.
Definitely.
But yeah. Well, other than that, guys, that's another episode of A Comic Book Look. I hope you fucking enjoyed it. If you didn't, tune in next week. It'll be better. No, I'm just kidding.
Doesn't get any better than that.
I'm just kidding. All right, man. You can always check us out at comicbooklook@gmail.com. Send us your emails. You can check us out at Facebook at A Comic Book Look, Twitter, Comic Book Look, InveteranteMediaJunkies.com. If you're looking for other podcasts, we're on a different place called RhymesWithGeek.com. And we want you to check them all out. And if you really are just getting into us now, go to Inveterate Media Junkies, and at the top we have a archive section where you can find just tons of our old videos where we just cover everything in comics like we always do.
Absolutely.
But yeah, other than that, it was a very fun episode, though. So
Absolutely.
Thanks, John.
Definitely. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, man, 90 plus issues. Can you believe that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys have a great rest of your week there. Let us know how your books treated you. They treated us just fine. We have some more to talk about here coming up next week. So, as always, you guys know the drill. Keep it comics.
It's your boys and IMJ, we shut it down, man. A comic book look, invading your town. Keep it comics, and let the beer flow. Be so global, since our premiere show. Riverdale Studios on fire, we don't know where to park. Technology and booze, it's like we're rolling out like Tony Stark. Skyler, Tom, and Jon, we the bestest. Swag so villainous, so please arrest us.